y'all, it's Dawn. Today's video is about vegetable seeds and a free resource that I found that has taken all the guesswork out of when do I need to start these seeds. And I want to share that with you today because it may be in a place that you haven't thought about looking yet. All right, I am in my home office today and I apologize, this lighting is not conducive to filming. So I have this ring light on and I can see it. It's so distracting. I can see it in my glasses. So ignore the man behind the curtain. All right. Wanted to have a chat about starting vegetable seeds. It is that time of year for us here in South Louisiana. That's where I'm at in Zone 8B. We have a very long grow season, so we can grow from mid-March all the way, literally until the end of December. And so it can get overwhelming from my perspective, like just kind of keeping up with what do I need to start, when do I need to start it. I can't even imagine having a shorter grow period and having to feel that pressure, like I got to get this done, and this done, right? And so as I was putting together some things, I really started thinking about, I want to share with y'all my spreadsheet, and I'm using that term loosely. It's not really a good spread. It's not even really a spreadsheet. I just moved some stuff around. There's no formulas in it. And look, and don't come for me for this because quite frankly, I am Generation X. When Microsoft got put into, I remember the job I was on at that time, and they loaded, we came in one morning, it was on our computers, and they say, here, go figure it out. So we've had to figure it out. But for this purpose, it serves the purpose I need, and I'm going to share that with you. And I'm going to share with you how I have the resource that I have found that has just been like the Bible for me. So let's get started. Okay, first things first. If you are a new grower, y'all, and here goes Gracie. I swear this dog is not, hey, mama, hey. I can't even see her. I can't see her. The ring light is blinding me. This is why I will never be a YouTube sensation, because this all is just so not me. Okay, sorry about that. Gracie, if you're new here, is my 16-year-old Yorkie Maltese mix, which means she's a yappy dog. And when she's hungry, she needs to let you know, because obviously nobody else can tell time but her. And she's deaf. So it's always something going on around here. Anyway, let's get back to seed starting. All right, if you are a new grower, the first thing you need to know is your frost dates and your hardiness zone. And that's so easy to find. Google hardiness zone, zip code, ta-da. All right. Like I said, I'm in Zone 8B here in South Louisiana. So when I do that research, I know that my first frost date of the year is November 23rd. My last frost date is March 15th. So my planting times kind of revolve around those dates. And so I'm not talking about flowers today. This is just strictly about my vegetables. So stick with me. We're going to have a little mini series here. All right. Once you know that, then you need to figure out, what am I going to plant? Y'all, I love these seed catalogs. But I get super overwhelmed. Who knew there were 5,022 varieties of tomatoes? And what tomatoes grow well here? Zucchini. How many squash can there be in the world? Yeah, look, I'm breaking out into a sweat just thinking about it. I ain't even trying to order anything. Okay, so once you figure out what your family eats, that's my first piece of advice. Think about what your family eats and what is it that you would like to grow. And even, when I grow, I have a granddaughter who loves broccoli. Like, that's her thing. So when I grow broccoli, I grow enough to share with my daughter so that my granddaughter can have some. So I do think about those things when I start my plants. Like, if I'm going to share this with my family or with friends or whoever, then I think through that as well. Now, here's how you figure out, and I did some, and I'm going to show y'all on here. I randomly pulled two other places and I found it. So in South Louisiana, we are extremely fortunate that I am very close to two of our flagship universities. one being Southern University, one being Louisiana State University. Not only am I close to them, y'all, they have huge agriculture centers. They have research. They are research based. I have taken a small farmer academy with Southern. Oh my God, just a great group of people. I'm connected with some local farmers. I have been out on campus. I have been in their greenhouses, in their hydroponics area, which I want to do eventually. And so that has been a great experience. So, and it's free. Y'all, free. Y'all know that's my budget. So that was great. LSU has in their ag center, when you go on their website, you can go into the ag center and put in planting guide. And the Holy Grail comes up, boo. Y'all, this is the stuff dreams are made out of. So, and it is so crazy because you go into a local nursery here and it is late. These are printed out under all the seed packets. Yeah, this is what people use. It was published in 1980. It has not been updated. And this, when it was published in 1980, had years of research already behind it. So not only does this tell me my planting dates, it tells me where, if I need to direct seed them or transplant them, how many days until harvest, and how deep to plant the seed and how to space them. Then on the lovely last page, they've taken the rest of the guesswork out. It tells me what varieties grow best in my area, in this state. Y'all, that is why, and I know some of you are like, well, no kidding. I did not know this. As a new vegetable farmer, I had no idea about this. I just thought I could order this random variety and bada boom, bada bang, I got a bountiful harvest. Y'all, that does not work like that. So when I switched last year to the varieties that grow best, that have been tried and true, tested here, I had a great harvest. So here's what I'm gonna tell you. Almost every university, I'm gonna go out there on a limb, and I'm gonna say probably every university that has an agriculture center has something like this. So randomly, right before I turned on my camera, and I'm gonna pull y'all closer, I Googled 2 schools, and I just randomly, I couldn't even think of a state. This was how bad it was, because I'm like, So I Googled University of Washington and University of Missouri. But why, I don't know. I don't have any ties to any of them, but I'm going to show you what I found. So let me bring y'all a little bit closer. Okay, folks. This is what I just put into Google, University of Washington and Agricultural Department planting guide. This came up immediately. So when I go through here, y'all, this is several pages long. This is 29 pages of information. Like, this is a free resource. Save it, download it. So this it goes through the plant hardiness zone map. So there's different zones. This, what to plant. What is it? How far apart. I mean, how many, y'all even get to know how many average pounds consumed per adult. So if you're in Washington State, hello, gold mine here. This is what vegetable is being planted. And then, let's see. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. In January. I need to, can I flip? One more. Okay. I hope y'all can see this. For instance, so green means harvest. So in January through March, through early March, beginning March, you will be harvesting arugula. So seedling growth. That artichokes, mid-March to mid-April. Y'all, this is gold. Like, this makes you don't have to think. This is it for you. You could print this out and be just on your way. Then I put in Missouri. Now theirs looks a little bit different, but I went through, and because it's on, I had to go to the 3rd page. This is on the 3rd page. But asparagus, here's the variety that does well. If you are in Missouri or you're in that same hardiness zone, this is what does well. And here's when you plant it. If you are in South Missouri in March, Central Missouri is April, and North Missouri is the beginning of April too. Yeah, April 5th. Y'all, these are free resources. And y'all may know about this. Look, y'all already may know about this. I don't know. I didn't know about it. Nobody told me. No, I was like, is people just keeping this from me? But look, oh yeah, see here, you can download it. So these were really easy for me to find. This took me just a few minutes of Googling. So go look. If you don't have a university with an agricultural center department in your state, look for one that's at least in your same zone. That's going to cut down. So now okay, that's also going to lead me to my other screen, and I'm going to show you how I put this together so that I keep up with it. All right, this is this is how I organize myself. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I go and put in all of the things that I want to start. So this is my column of what I actually want to grow. And then I pull out my dates. The first thing I really did was I went in and I put these planting dates for each month. And I did that just looking at and getting an idea on, so for instance, with the lima beans, planting in between, I can plant between April and May. February and May, sorry. February and May. So I'm going to try to get them out early. I'm going to get them out in March. So, and part of that is me also learning, like, when do things come? Are they ready to harvest? Because I don't want to back up with stuff, because we do freeze. And so, you know, I don't want all that at one time and then it's like overwhelming or I can't get to it in time. So it's also thinking about that. So after I pick a date, and these are Saturdays, by the way, because y'all know seed starting Saturday. So that's the day I do anything with seeds, whether I'm transplanting or direct seeding or even just cleaning up my cell trays. Seed starting Saturdays. So once I picked my date, then I went and I looked at starting my seeds. So for the most part, most of these plants, with the exception of a few, they're around that 6-8 week period. The exception is my 4-week ones. And those are my bigger plants, like my squash, my zucchini, watermelon, cantaloupe. Those grow, boom. I mean, they are quick. I can seed them today, and in 2 weeks, they're probably pretty close to getting ready to go out to be hardened off and then go into the ground. So they just grow rapidly. So I mark those for 4 weeks. My 10 weeks, tomatoes, peppers, both hot and bell peppers and eggplant. They take about 10 weeks. They're a little bit slower, so I have to have those dates. So once I did those dates, all I did here, this was my plant. If this is my planting date that I need to be able to go put a plant in the dirt, and it needs to be 6 weeks out or 4 weeks out, I just went on Google again, and I put in add subtract date calculator. And again, what one popped up, I put in February 18th and I put 6 weeks prior, and 6 weeks prior is January 7th. Now, I round that to, and I make sure, and that falls out on a Saturday, okay? And they will all fall out on a Saturday. Same thing for 6 weeks. Same thing for 4 weeks, 121. Even over here, 10 weeks prior to 318 is 117. So now I know I got to go start these at 1/7. I'm sorry. So if I didn't start these on the 7th, then I'm behind, and I'm going to struggle getting my first ones out in time. Now, I also wanted to get these out early because these are seedlings that I do sell as well. So people want to plant as soon as that first frost passes. So that was the other thing while I was looking at this March date. Now, all I do is go through here and I look and say, okay, so if I'm looking at my dates, right now we're in this February spot. So if I look here, these are the things. This is direct seed. This is transplant. So that means I need to start beets. This is a direct seed. That's carrots. I can do 2 things with corn. We've not had a real good corn crop here. We're going to try again this year. But we've struggled with that the past few years. So I can either do transplants or I can direct seed it. Cucumbers, transplant. So I need to go start my seeds. I should have started my eggplants January 7th so they'd be ready to go out. And I actually didn't, I don't even think I started eggplant this year. Same thing with my bell peppers. My hot bell peppers was just like my jalapenos, my habaneros, the napinos, even though they are not a hot pepper, but they fall into that category. And then I started my bell peppers, my mini bells, my big bells, my big bell peppers. So started those. Those are ready. Squash. My squash is going to be 4 weeks. So I needed to have those on the 18th of the month. I need to have started my squash. Same thing, tomatoes, 10 weeks. So this just keeps me really organized. And then I have some notes over here. So it does say, and it was the same thing like at with the University of Missouri, how they broke it out, South, Central, and North Missouri. Same thing here. We have South Louisiana and North Louisiana. So, and then we also have a spring and a fall planting. So these are the things I'm planting in the spring, the dates for the spring. This is the ones for the fall. These are the days until harvest. So once I put the plant in the ground 60 days ahead, I should be getting ready to harvest. Now, the next thing, this is just my notes to remind me of what are my 10 weeks out. So this just kind of helps me when I come and look at it. And then once I have this, I'll show you the next step. All right. Let me see if I can back this up because this is a little bit bigger. All right. Now, what I will do with this information is I will write it on my big calendar. Y'all, this calendar is freaking huge. But it's a 20 by 30, so you can see it. And I will come back on and I will write, let's just say it's February 4th, and I needed to start lima beans. So when I start, I will put on here when I started them. So if I've started my lima beans, I'm gonna write lima beans on the 4th. And then I'm gonna move ahead. Lima beans are 60 days until harvest, maybe. Let me look again. I don't want to tell you wrong. I mean, not that maybe all of you are even growing lima beans, but you know, 70 to 90 days. So I will count ahead 70 to 90 days. And probably around 75 days, I'm going to write that on my calendar to check for harvest for the lima beans. Y'all, it seems like it might be a lot of work, but this has streamlined me so much. Like, you know, I keep talking about putting systems into place because working full-time off the farm, both me and Mr. Daydream, and trying to I've got flowers going, and at this time of year, my warm season flowers start overlapping my cool season flowers, so that's a whole nother thing I've got to work on. Then we have the vegetables, and then I have my other job with my concrete design stuff, and so I have to be organized, and I have to have a system in place. So if you don't take anything else away from me, y'all, and y'all know I'm terrible about writing things down. We've had this conversation. Y'all have seen me miserably fail with that. But this calendar does help. And so I'm going to do better this year to make sure that this is in here. In fact, I just asked Mr. Daydream if he'd help me find a place in my shop, in the stem shed, to hang it. So I need him to be able to see it. Because I need him to come in and see, okay, this is what's going to happen this weekend. This is what she's working on. This is what I need to go prep for her so that we can get these out. So this is just how I am working on it this year. This is the system that I've put into place. I feel like I feel good about it. I feel good about it. So I will put some links in the bottom for this calendar. I will share with you where I have bought my seeds, my vegetable seeds, and a few other things. So go find this. This is the best free resource you could possibly have. And so, y'all, I just can't speak enough about this. So if you find yours, let me know. Put it in the comments. If you're already using it, let me know. I'm excited for this grow season. I am for my vegetables. I feel positive this year. And I feel like I'm on top of it better this year than I was last year. So, fingers crossed. All right. So, Next video, let's talk about my seed starting supplies, what I use, and I want to share with you too my potting mix that I use for vegetables, and then I'll share what I use for my flowers because they are different. My mixtures are, my recipe is different. So stay tuned for part 2, or come back for part 2. Till we meet again, my friends, have a great one.